Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the VG Circle. Once again, I am your host, Amcam, and we've got a lot more people than we usually do. So because we've got a lot to talk about, this is the first video after English Nationals and the BT08. So we're going to talk about those things. We'll start off with Nationals. We are actually sitting here with three of the officials, three of the judges. We'll start with them. What did you guys think of Nats? How did it go for you guys?
I really liked the event, especially how they brought across the side event, which we've never done before. Obviously, we've only had one Nationals before, purely because it wasn't an official one. But
It was just not.
really, it wasn't an official one.
It was. People went to Japan. Yes.
Not for
Oh,
us.
for Vanguard.
For Vanguard. Not for us last year yet.
Alongside Flight Shop, it was just official. So.
Yes, it was.
As in, we didn't have one where we were sending a rep.
Yes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it went really well. The day was really well thought out. Only issues probably was just time management maybe. Could have gone a little bit smoother. But
Yeah, it went a bit more.
And we also didn't get the chance to check everybody basically. So that should increase the security of it.
I think we only had issues with like 2 or 3 players.
Yeah, there was some iffiness here and there,
But we weren't
again, time.
It was alright.
Yeah.
To give you the breakdown, there was 96 people in the main tournament.
Yeah.
And then there were also people who showed up later on to play for the teams.
There was
stuff
teams
like
in
that.
the free fight. The free fight actually had quite a bit, like I think 62 people there.
Yeah, and some of those who dropped out of the main tournament. Like you were looking at, I'd say about 120 people over the course. And for for Australia, I guess Melbourne in particular, there's a very big number. There's very big numbers.
Pretty big number.
And they're people from all different states. So you're coming from a massive country. Everyone's coming down. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I found it interesting to see like the top 8 decks.
It was such a
Really,
diverse-
very like diverse. Because I mean, I've been looking at the results from other like countries and stuff. In the US and Singapore. All I'm seeing is gold paladins, gold paladins, gold paladins. The odd Security and then more gold paladins.
Yeah.
But it was good to see like a good mix.
Yeah, that was actually something that was brought up by one of the officials from Japan. I managed to have a talk with. Is that it's like of all the countries that he's gone to for Nats, is that we had the most diverse top 8.
I think it's just because we're weird.
We are pretty weird. We do ride kangaroos to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a competitor's point of view though, Salathom, you actually competed. You actually made top 8.
Yes.
So top 4 even. So can you tell us of your experience?
Alright, so I guess I got to split it into 2 parts. The good part and the bad part. I'll start with the good part. So the good part was from a community standpoint, everyone came out. I would have never thought that at this stage in its life, the game would be this big and that people would come out. Having been in a lot of other different games, you can hold the biggest tournament, but people have to show up.
Yes.
So I was really good. The price support, obviously getting that trip was pretty good. Maybe like to see a bit more than promos be given out to people, maybe packs and something. You're looking at a 100-person tournament. A lot of people don't expect to go away with just some promo and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's just my fault.
So
Thumbs up for Aya's ringtone.
So, other good parts, all the officials were really good. I think from a I guess community run standpoint, it's not like Magic where you have certified judges and they have to do quite a lot. These are just people who generally help out. It was done really well, and coming from only finding out the formats and things like that, a day or 2 beforehand, it was done really well. Touching on the format and segueing into the bad side of things. So the format of the tournament and everything. So start time was, I guess, supposed to be around 12 o'clock, something like that.
12:30 it was.
Yep. When I sat down for my round 1 match, and they announced that it was best of one 20-minute rounds. I didn't know that, but I don't read anything, so that's fine. But the fact that everyone around me was also like, oh, we just found out now, that's a problem. It not maybe because people didn't know. I guess that's going to happen sometimes. But being a best of one, I understand that this is a Japanese game, and in Japan, that's how it goes. But even with 100 people, you can still have a 6-round tournament that's best 2 out of 3 and still get it done on time. You know, it's you 45-minute, hour-long rounds. It's fine. You can get it done.
Ideally, probably for the Japanese national, we'll try and do that, but it really depends on how Bushiroad wants to run it.
Yeah, and that's the main issue.
We made it clear to them that even though it is best out of one in Japan, a lot of the people like international, they're like, that's ridiculous. Only one match.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can do like best out of 3, like you said, you still get it all done at time. Proper format.
And like, because it's nationals as well, you're trying to determine the first place for a pretty big thing. You want to make sure, without a doubt, that the person who won on the day was the best person through having actual, having long rounds. Not having because you can pretty much just flip a coin and you get if you get lucky enough. But the format was an issue. I guess in terms of also like you said before, time management, like having all these deck checks run on. I mean, it was like I think 6:30 by the time finals started. So that's the 9th round, and you're supposed to have 20-minute rounds when we started about 12:30. So that's dragged on quite significantly. I understand you have to be thorough with deck checks and things like that, but it is approaching on the ridiculous side of things. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up for me. The community coming out was really good. We can look forward to a lot of other big tournaments going on. But best of one is not how it should be run. I understand if you have to run a tournament for 1,000 people, and that's you probably want to do best of one so you actually get it done. But not here. I don't think. I guess the other issue also was the way that it was run. So the other part of the format. So it was double okay, it's hard to describe. I like to call it double elimination, kind of. cut to top 8.
Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So rather than you do double elimination through a bracket, which is typically the only way to do it properly, people were divided into pools, and then would play against people in their own pool. It's still double elimination. If you lost twice, you would be eliminated. But towards the end, because it was only 6 rounds, we got the situation where there was one person undefeated, 1 or 2 people, I think. And then there was something like 11 or 12 people who were 5 wins and 1 loss. And at that point, it's a cut to top 8. So you would have people who hadn't lost their 2 rounds getting cut from countback. And realistically, if you're going to do that, you just run Swiss. And then when you cut to top 8, it's single elimination. So you're the whole reason, one of the big parts of double elimination is the person who wins, keeps winning, they get an advantage for winning so much. They play less rounds and stuff like that, and they can go to the finals and have a little extra advantage. But if you cut to single elimination, you get rid of that. So it's just not a sound format. It's not something that makes sense to me. And if you talk to anyone else who's played any big tournaments and stuff, it's not going to make sense to them either. So I just think that that's one thing that we need to
I think what we need to
clear
look into also is like having a seniors and a juniors sections for this, because part of the reason for having 1 round was it's a kids game, really, it's a kids card game, and you shouldn't be too much on the whole competitiveness. But the thing is, unfortunately, there's bound to be competitive players, which is what we're doing for the national, really. So if we could probably split into a seniors and a juniors level, then we could probably alleviate that that need for a competitive play and also for
Not only that, but you're splitting the tournament down in terms of numbers because there'll be the people that want to compete junior and senior. You can run them simultaneously if you have enough judges.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then like the time issue will be cut down as well.
Yeah, I mean, all the excuses that I've heard before have just been not, like, they all have their counterpoints. I mean, you say, yeah, it's a kid's game, but it's a national level tournament.
Exactly.
You're giving away airfares
Yes, and the accommodation.
and accommodation. You're giving away, some fair money worth stuff. This isn't Friday night, Vanguard. In terms of that's how they run it in Japan. This isn't Japan. This is Australia, and it's an English tournament. You're going to Singapore, not Japan, not that. But still, like I don't see why you can't change the format in order to produce a more consistent winner. I was happy. Like I'm not complaining that about making top 8, but it's more that this was something that could have done really well. I don't want to see people get disheartened by people who went 0-2. Sorry. Who get knocked down and they're like, I don't really want to come back to play 2 games. Pay $20 to play 2 games. I guess that's what the team tournament stuff and free play.
Side events are there for people doing.
But it's that's a pretty big slap in the face. Like especially it depends on how you go into it. But it was good. I think.
I suppose like whoever did set the rules of how Nats were to be played, it's a learning experience. It's the first English Nats they've ever held. So and then again, yes, in Australia, and then again, Vanguard is a Japanese game, so odds are because the English side of the game is still fairly new. They're still learning. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh, which has been around for years.
Yeah.
And they know how it goes and they know what to do.
Touching on Yu-Gi-Oh though, I noticed a lot of people there who back when I was playing Yu, which is 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
People who were playing back then and they're switching over to Vanguard. Now there's a lot. It's taking away a lot of the business, which is good.
Yeah.
Picking up a lot of those people, which is something you want to see. I think the key with a lot of these big tournaments that are going on is that it's probably mainly nerves. I saw a lot of people, even the guys who came from the state. A lot of them were quite nervous because it's the first big tournament. But that's something that's going to go away with time. You're going to get a much more kind of consistent level of top people. But I came on a personal side of things. I came in not really caring too much. I played like a total of 5 games with each of you guys. That was my preparation in all of 3 months. So I was very casual. So I think I was just in the right mindset to get to top 8. So that, and I guess I've done it before. You just gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta eat well. You gotta drink. No, it sounds like it sounds like it sounds like just something you've heard all the time, but it does make a lot of difference. I've been around too long to not have tried everything, and it definitely works. Like it keeps you in the right mindset, and that's what you need. I mean, you can stress out as much as you want outside the rounds, but if you go in there in the round and you go in.
I guess there's a lot of similarities with like video game tournaments, basically.
It's got a lot of similarities with sports. It's sports psychology.
Yeah.
So if you don't psych yourself out, you're prepared. You go in there, get the job done, and helping that you believe that you're gonna make it to the top is always helpful.
Well, I'm just saying this is classified as a sports.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not very in Japan.
That's right, the anime. That's a sports anime.
A sports anime.
Like their second season is a sports anime. The first season was an action adventure.
Well, Spike Brothers,
Let's hope we get an energy drink sponsorship next year.
No.
And we're back. Unfortunately, Silent Tom had to leave because
we were taking ages to look for the list.
We were taking way too long to look for the list, and apparently he has a life. So instead, we have someone who doesn't. And we have finally found the list after an excruciating few hours. Really. And the list of top 8 was.
Okay, so There was one Narukami, it was a Vermilion Kaiser build. The next was a Royal Paladin, which was surprising at Palamedes and Marhouse Peak.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was using the Dorangar ride chain up to the Great Street.
Sounds cool.
There was 2 Kagura. One was Goku Shoot and the other one was, I think, Overlord build.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, then one was Tsukiyomi. Yep.
Go OTT.
2 Gold Paladins. And 1 Nova Grappler.
Wow.
Yeah, which was one of the regional champions. Yes.
Okay. Now
There you
that's
have it.
Let's go on to the thing that.
Now
most
moving
people-
on to the next topic for this video, which is this thing. Ooh, nice shiny.
You just tuned in.
If you've just tuned in, yes, we've gone through BT08 already, and we have a lot of things to say. Do we?
First thing I would like to say is me and I had the worst experience opening boxes ever.
We shared 4 boxes, right? 2 each. We shared them, right? Just nothing. Just here's stuff that you don't need.
Here, have a bison in every box. Have a Hydra Hurricane Dragon in every box. You're not running Musketeers? Oh, let me give you all of
Musketeers.
So yeah, for everyone that has pulled the cards from BT08, thoughts. We'll go around the table.
We'll go clan by clan.
We're gonna go clan by clan. Sure, we'll start with the ones that I don't know about.
D-Police.
Lol.
There you go. Alright, we're done with D-Police. I'm kidding. D-Police.
That's pretty much it.
Well, besides the one card that everyone seems to like,
Which is?
Great Dayusha,
Right.
Great.
everything else is amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here because there are gonna be people commenting now at whatever time this is. Stop watching because Navonic said it. So, can you please elaborate why you think that?
Oh, okay. Everything Great Dayusha does, normal Dayusha does better. Okay? Besides becoming a 13k Vanguard, it has to limit break to get its critical and power. It has to have Force Soul to get its critical and power. And then Dayusha just gets a critical and power and it gets a buff. Because you've already buffed it. So it's just like, besides getting a little bit of a defensive stat, what does Dayusha do that Great Dayusha does worse?
Bit off.
It's like,
The art's more pretty.
oh my god.
I get to cross ride. My Vanguard.
So yeah, and don't say you're going to use Dayusha because you're just minusing 3 there. You're negging yourself 3 cards for no reason. And I'm sorry I'm flaming, but if you use this in this build,
Chill. Okay, let's move on to the things that you thought were good.
Psycho was cool.
So the normal rail was cool.
Yeah, the normal area was cool. Like, obviously it's not as pressuring as some other units, but I just like it as like a nice tech.
Also, I think the Zeal line was really interesting.
Yeah, Zeal was pretty cool.
I personally hate Zeal because we pulled it in almost everyone.
I think we did get everyone. We got like 4-0.
We don't want to.
Or whatever. We traded it away.
I think I've seen boss ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's,
I think it's really nice because you can
So it's
check it
common.
in any deck.
So it's a common rare.
Because obviously deeply extreme use that much counterblast.
yeah.
So it's a very nice tech card. I guess you could almost say you could type it like a Soul Saver Dragon because it reduces their power, which
In turn will increase the
your
words
advantage.
of yeah. Exactly.
So yeah.
It's pretty cool. I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the new Mika?
You saw that card.
I guess the library coins.
I think it's just like
Again, it's like you said. You know, D-Police don't really utilize
It's a
counterblast.
counterblast, so
So
it's definitely a nice tech in. Like you can, it's just they did so much in this set which actually filled up some holes.
Die Dragon.
Die Dragon, combos, the Land.
Land Dilander. We love Dilander.
Mega Blast,
Mega Ball is I'm just trying it out. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's
So
not-
there's a lot of things to play.
It's not great, but it's really fun.
Again, it's a lot.
And the Marina, that was really like interesting how we got. But people are still, again, I'm going back to the Great Dayusha now. It's counterintuitive. Why would you want to Soul Blast one of your dimensional robos away and then lose your limit break effect?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
It's just like,
Oh well. Okay, now that the Rage Fest is over,
Sorry, guys.
Let's move on to the new clan introduced, which is Aquaforce, which is why we dragged Aya from his chair. Remember we said in the vlog that if he's here, that means Darkery is at the counter. So say thank you to Darkery for watching the store while we can grab his video. So what were your thoughts on Aquaforce?
I'll go back and everything's on fire and exploding. Yeah, the new clan Aquaforce. Interesting. Like, let's see. Reasons why I want to get into it was, okay, I'll be honest, right?
In the Navy.
I really like but the mechanics of restanding, having multiple attacks, having like on specific battle abilities, really interest my interest. That was kind of redundant. Anyway, but yeah, like the way I play my power moves and everything like that, like I do have a lot of rear guard effects that are similar to how like Aquaforce runs. So I quite like how they do their thing, and it's a real experience on trying out this new clan where they have like things that would switch during battle to do another attack and everything. So it's like I don't know, it's just everything about it's all interesting.
But
they are rear guard dependent. It's what you want to talk about that? The whole
yeah,
rear guard?
Yes.
It's
You gotta give them everything.
yeah. Well, okay. So while they have all these funky new effects, they kind of suffer the same thing that I have, the same weakness with the power moons, and it's that they have a dependency on their rear guards. Now you can say that, well, other clans have dependence on rear guards, but yes, but you take away one of the rear guards, it actually takes away from effects of their other cards. So, for instance, you got a Vanguard that takes, on 4th battle or more. They take away one of your key cards in your rear guards that allows you to do that. Not only do you lose that rear guard, you lose the ability for your Vanguard, and then everything becomes vanilla again, I guess.
So basically,
yeah.
the Storm Riders, I'm sure you know, you attack, it switches back, and then you get attacked with the back.
Exactly.
That gets you to 4th battle, as well as that there's the promo card,
Pro card that's coming out.
Benedict, which when it attacks, you can stand it again, and then it gains 5k, it loses 5k. It gains 5k, it'd be ridiculous. Okay, it loses 5k, and then you can attack again, bumping the battles up. Out of them, and people are going to disagree with me, I think the worst one is the one that stands again and loses 5k. Only because it is a target in the front row. Now in Aquaforce decks, I would only run 3 Basile, which is the grade 2 Storm Rider, and at most, Benedict and the grade 3 Storm Rider combined, you'd only run about 4, so 7 max, like max. That means out of 50 cards, your entire deck strategy is reliant on pulling one of these 7 cards from your deck, playing it on the field, and then making sure it doesn't die while it's there. Benedict, to my opinion, is the worst because it's the only one that stays in the front row, easy to be hit. At least the Storm Riders move to the back.
We had a little test match between me and
I was using
BT08.
touchy cards here.
Yeah, losing that Benedict really does destroy your whole 1/4 battle hit, battles abilities and stuff. But like I said, you can work around that by using Basile and all these others that actually move to the rear guard to help protect them. Yeah, but either that or you can run a different setup of grade 3s, which is possible in Aquaforce from what I can see. Like you can use naval gazes and by the Titan that has for basically the zombie shark clone.
Yeah.
Which helps you do more massive attacks and stuff. But if you want to utilize the on 4th hits such as Maelstrom, the Tier 9, you're gonna have to rely on those other cards, which is your Achilles heel, I guess. But that's one way of how to play Aquaforce, trying to manage that.
Yeah.
Which is fun. It's really fun. Like it's not so much of a oh man, I've got to keep this guy on. Did I say that? But you get all depressed, but no, it's actually quite fun. It's like, aha, attack, gold green guy, what are you gonna do now? It's Vanguard, oh crap. But it's still fun and everything. So.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about touchy cards now. Because you've been I see this grin creeping. You're trying not to smile right now. Look at how happy he is. Okay, so I've also been playing with Tachikaze, so I hope you don't mind if I kind of share a spotlight with you.
Oh, you didn't ask me, is that really
Okay, so thoughts on Tachikaze so far?
as someone who doesn't actually like looking at the cards before they do come out, I don't know, it's just this weird thing that I come across with. I only had, say, as of this video, about an hour and a half to look at the cards. I've built a deck using some of the new cards. I've built with using the Raptor Kernel, the Raptor Ride Chain, and Dark Rex, and I like the fact that we finally have an 11K grade 3. If I hit the right chain though.
You get 11K grade 2.
Yeah, we do.
It's not disagreeing.
The good thing about Tachikaze is that from its original cards pre BT08, there's a lot of cards there that are still, I think is still a staple with the new cards. So the deck I ended up building is practically half old, half new. The Raptor chain though, I do like its limit break, especially if I sort of chain the Raptor kernel with Dark Rex on grade 3. So use Raptor kernel's limit break, counter blast 1, sack 2 from field, give it the power of those two, refill my field, attack, and if it doesn't hit, because nobody will want, I don't know, either people will make it hit or use a null. If they do use a null, I get a second chance with Dark Rex. Other than that, I haven't used the Pterodactyl yet. Yep, the winged dragons. They will probably be very useful at some point. But I still need a lot more time to look through the deck. What were your thoughts?
I am personally running a Dark Rex Death Rex build. I think what's wrong?
I just struggled against that.
I just think
I got there.
I think Death Rex is still really good.
Yeah, no, Death Rex is still a staple. It's one of the staples.
Okay,
Basically,
so
my grade 3s are only Raptor Kernel, Dark Rex, and Death Rex. That's my grade 3.
So I'm running mainly on Death Rex now. So what I found is Tachikaze are very reliant on either Skype or Dragon Egg at the moment.
Yes, always has been.
That's just how they are. You know, there's actually, because they need to sack stuff to make them good.
Yeah.
And you need some sort of engine that gives you back advantage from sacking, and this is like the most reliable one. Despite the Saurus series, you have to drop a card to read something, so that's an even, you're still losing something. And sure, the other things that the porters, the carriers and all that stuff, the Brachio series, they're too weak in power, and it's like they're not reliable because they call into the field. I'd much rather get the advantage back to hand, which is why I actually prefer these like self-bouncing units. However, as well as that, to supplement that, they also have the Winged Dragon series, which when they die, they give another 3K to them.
It does come across that the Winged Dragon is basically the substitute for Dragon Egg and Sceptera.
The only difference is you're not gaining hand advantage, card advantage.
You lose you lose card advantage for power. Here you lose power for card advantage.
Yes. And now,
so it depends which way you want to swing.
Yeah, exactly. Dark Rex. Card is amazing.
The card is
like
great.
that card
This
is
smile
crazy.
has not gone down since I got my hands on Dark Rex.
I didn't actually realize how good the card was until I played it against the Phonic. Right after I finished building it.
Yeah.
So I put it to the bind zone, like cool, plus 3K, 21K column, yay. And then he had 5 damage. His hand was a wall. I attacked and he guarded. And I was like thinking, okay, cool. Twin drive, I got a draw trigger, stacked it on my Gigarex, sacked 3, 2 of which were the terrors, meaning they come back to hand. So in my hand, I had just plussed 5 cards in that instance. Superior Eye Dark Rex, attack again. I plussed another 3 because I hit another draw trigger. Yeah, man, it's not just a function for finishing off your opponent. It's a function to help you recover from all the retiring you've been doing for yourself. The card is amazing, and the thing is, the only hard thing about it is getting it to the bind zone. Well, guess what? Getting to the bind zone is also a plus, because you're getting power or something.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing the card does not do. It's amazing.
if you do end up, like, say, running, if you do what I'm doing, which is running Raptor Kernel series, so you've got 11K grade 3 with an 8K booster. Sending it to bind zone will give it the plus 3, will make it hit for key numbers anyway.
Exactly.
So either way, Dark Rex will now, I believe, will now become a staple for any touching hazard deck, no matter what build.
I actually agree with that. Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about Great Nature?
Right, that's right.
Great nature.
They got pretty good support.
I guess Bison was cool.
Bison?
He's really struggling to find something. Bison's cool. Bill, what about
I like Duck Bill. You don't like it because it was.
I like the art.
I like Duck Bill.
I created a loop, and then I drew through a whole thing.
Okay, so he's disappointed because it got retranslated. I know, I really like the Great Nature support.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll be serious. Yes, the Great Nature support was pretty cool. I really like the new bird starter. The
I'm using that. It's amazing.
I really like it. The fact that you don't have to use counterballs.
No, it's just soul charge.
It's just soul charge. I really like it. It's like combo with on a harm scale.
Yeah.
It's like really sick. So you can just retire counterblast first and then sift through the harm scale and then redraw.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, well, I just passed. And I just sifted through my deck in one turn.
So yeah, the cards are really good.
Become pass live.
Dark Bill, yes, it's just good. It'd be better if it's 6k, isn't it?
7.
Yeah.
It's 7.
So it's good.
Okay, so it's a little bit better.
And then you got Compass Line, your 11k.
Yeah.
Kill something.
About time we got it.
Amazing with Stamp Auto.
Yes.
There's nothing else to say about that. But Bison.
Bison. Obviously, it would have been like absolutely broken if they left it the way it was, where every time you use dice, not flip 2.
Yeah, but
obviously that would be like absolutely stupid, and like we did not need that in the game.
But now it just unflips 2 when anything.
Which is good
Which
because
is good.
you can time it before the thing. So like if you have flip damage before like the harm scale or something, so you can play cards during the turn with counterblast abilities, and then flip and then do all your end phase stuff.
Wait, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what was that? So the effect of the skill of, or the effect of Bison is...
During the start of your end phase,
Yep.
take 2 damage, 2 flip damage in your damage and then flip.
Early.
And how
Only if something would die.
at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
So you basically you combo it with Hamstay.
I only have one problem with the card. But I'm just being honest here. Its other ability is Counterblast 2, give 4k to another
It's
unit.
fucking rude.
Yeah, it's my rude. Counterblast 2, give 4k to another unit. And then like it unflips the 2. Like, how's that any different from Leopard without the limit break?
Yeah.
But that's my only problem with it. I guess if you were using Binocular Tiger and all those other units and not using his own counterblast, unflipping thing would be pretty cool. But I just prefer the
But my other question is, how counterblast heavy is Great Nature?
It could be
depends on
extremely
how.
heavy, and it could be like just non-existent.
Yeah, so it depends on how you build it.
Okay.
Very
So
rare.
so it will actually help out with decks that are extremely heavy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But,
Okay.
yeah. Land Camel just becomes better now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Great Nature. A lot of people are disappointed by the Narukami stuff. And yes, I am pushing Near Nectar last for a good reason.
So we can skip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Narukami.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's looking at this Dungari and stuff, like,
I have no idea what you're talking
wrong.
about.
Like the Narukami stuff, right? The way I see it is, it's not support on its own. You know what I mean? This isn't stuff to support itself now. What I feel like is this is stuff to help boost what is to come.
Yeah.
Because it feels like what they're going for is a restraint releasing kind of build, which would be really interesting. The problem is there aren't enough cards to utilize this kind of ability. We need more cards that release the restraints, not just the starting Vanguard, which is a piss weak 3k unit. You know, this kind of, it looks like it's preparing towards that kind of bind. Who knows, we might see a limit breaker that has the ability, when this is your Vanguard, limit break for all continuous abilities on Narukami are released. Like, you can see something.
I think it's like starter, like it's amazing with the previous gyms.
Yeah, as well. You know, it doesn't have to swing at the Vanguard anymore.
Yeah.
You can hit rear guards with it now. So I just think that people are looking at this kind of wrong. Maybe you should think about it, how the game could like use this in the future. Which is how Silent Tom's always told me to think, you know. We kind of looked at Gloom Flyman back in the day and we were like, this is dumb. But then you kind of have to think, what cards would make Gloom Flyman good? And then we started seeing a better move towards things where there were a lot of grade 0 value things that were on hit. which Gloom Flyman absolutely abused. So you can't just think about support on its own. You have to think about what has come before it and what possibly is to come.
Obviously, we can be wrong.
Yes.
Like, but it's exactly what RPGcaster said. Like, it looks like that's where it's heading.
The cards on that actually not bad.
Yeah, the cards aren't that
The
bad.
single rare bundle pistol, the
Yeah.
10k, can blast release string,
Yeah.
12k attack.
It's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
That one is a decent one.
Yeah.
It's probably the only one.
Only one that's usable.
But yeah, extra 10k grade, it's grade 2. Yeah.
Grade 2,
Grade
10k,
Grade
attack.
When I did see that,
It's
grade
grade
two,
2, yeah.
I was
And
expecting
there's
that
a
grade to be like
8k boost, another 8k pistol.
Yeah.
And with the attacks get 2k as well, so
See, the problem with this, all this stuff is amazing, but they always have like some heavy drawback. Restraint being one,
Restraint,
and the other one loses 4k.
yeah, it can be killed by the damageable lady card. The magma after using these Mega Blast. It actually counts as 4k, not 8k.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like,
It's horrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. So like I said, Narcom support looks bad, but maybe stand by. It might get, these might be the things that break stuff that
Yeah,
happen.
exactly right.
You gotta think about it positively.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to Neo Nectar. Fruits.
Banana. That banana's so cute.
Mushroom.
I want to eat it.
Okay.
Tomato.
Okay. Seriously, Armor's Dragon's ridiculous. Can we all agree that Armor's Dragon's ridiculous?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
faced it. You faced it. You faced it.
Yeah.
I haven't faced it yet.
Not
Oh,
fun.
you will.
Not fun.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about versing my Armor's Dragon?
Well, the fact that we've gone through that, I've helped you test it, and the fact that you don't almost use it just as your Vanguard for the ride chain, you use it like a soul-saving drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So I'm using the ride chain, right? But when I miss the ride chain, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's just
Because
like
my
go
backup-
trailing rows.
Yeah, go trailing rows. And then like when I hit into an Armor's Dragon later, it's like, hey look, I have a back row crawler dragon, soul saver dragon, kind of. So it's a really, really powerful deck.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would run Muscle Hunter, but yeah, it's a really, really powerful deck. So that's one of the things. I think the support it was given was possibly broken. They gave Neo Nectar a die lady now. So when he hits a Vanguard, give 3k to nothing. You were the first one to taste that in the deck. You were basically, I know what you were thinking. You were like, I'll take the first attack, and then if I get a trigger, I'll be able to survive. And you got a trigger, but then the ability boosted this to 25k, right? That card just kind of blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
Then you got, your Glassbeak Dragon or Rainbow Woods, all these on-hit abilities that are just abusing the fact that you got these massive beaters.
Yeah.
So as a deck, I think it's top tier, top tier material right there. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm thinking.
It's just like you have to be so careful about pairing up for full damage.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it to be dropped.
Yeah. So the key towards versing that deck,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna say.
It's coming. You know it's coming.
Okay, so
Background music.
you guys, the thing about this and a lot of other limit breaks are now we're seeing big, dangerous limit breaks like Arbor's Dragon. I'm gonna say like Zeal as well.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna say like Pendragon when you are using this. It's kind of like Santom said in the previous video again, because he's a wise man. It's now come to a kind of thing where the meta is kind of a game of playing damage. You can't just give your opponent their fourth damage carelessly anymore. If you're not prepared for that rush of 25k rows coming at you full speed, I would advise you don't give Arbor's Dragon that fourth damage. I suggest you try and get rid of the clones. So it's going to be stuff like that. Same thing with Zeal. If you're not prepared for an onslaught by the limit break, don't give them the fourth damage. You're just going to hurt yourself. Yes, it's good to be ahead on damage, but in this game I think it's more important to be ahead on card advantage.
Yeah.
Like damage is one thing, right? Sure, they cost to death, but it's almost like Vitras almost, where you have in Vitras, if you don't know the game, you can use higher level cards the more damage you have, right?
Yeah.
It's like that. If they're on fourth damage, they're gonna be able to utilize all these limit breaks and hit you for massive damage. And if you're not prepared, not only will they gain damage advantage over you, you're just dead. You're dead. That's it.
Yeah, so there's that. Of course, Yeah, go on. I was going to move on to Musketeers. So.
I'm just saying, we're seeing more and more abilities now in the game which give themselves extra crits.
Yeah, crits.
Like, it's just...
Like your favorite card. So make sure you don't give the person the 4th damage before you're ready for it. But with that, we're going to move on to Musketeers. Dockery is very busy over there, going through boxes and stuff, so I'm going to speak for him. Musketeers are pretty good. And I don't think that, honestly, I kind of was a bit harsh.
Oh yeah. I think
Like,
we're all...
I think we were all a
But
bit
we were looking at Musketeers wrong.
Yeah.
We were looking at very wrong. We were looking at the fact that the power, but the fact what Musketeers do is consistency.
Yeah.
Like the fact, obviously the top 5 is very random, but the fact that it can keep getting numbers on the field is that's where its power comes from. They obviously have the bicep. I don't know why the class of Bedivere. When you have a Musketeer Vanguard, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So-
kind of better for it, yeah.
So, and that's obviously searchable.
Right, yeah, with the top 4,
Yeah.
top 5 thing. See, I think the thing with Musketeers it's really weird. It's a really weird deck. On one hand, it is possibly the best deck thinning deck that we have seen in the game so far, right?
Yeah.
Like I've seen, I didn't think about it, but I've seen Dockery play this, and he's just like, oh, I'm sacked for this and this and this, and it's like, you're getting a 7k for a 7k, what's the point? Wait, it's thinning the deck, and he started triggering like crazy. Now that's one side of it, and that's really good. The other side of it is where he doesn't need the triggers, and he's kind of losing on card advantage. The limit break thickens the deck again, but it gives him the advantage he needs back. It's not an easy deck to play, so kudos to Dockery for actually getting it to work fairly well. But yeah, I think we were looking at it a bit wrong when we looked at it last time. I think it could be an interesting deck to play. I'm certainly not interested in it. It sounds something that is more a Paladin player's speed, but it sounds alright.
It can only get better with them releasing more Musketeer cards.
Exactly.
It can only get better.
Oh, and because I see a lot of people doing it, play Corolla Dragon in the deck even if it's not Musketeer. Otherwise you're not going to be hitting 20k. I see a lot of people just not play it, and I'm like, that defeats the purpose of these 12k hitters, kind of. And the last thing for Neonectars I'll talk about, because we also got other random support. One of the most interesting cards I've seen is Fruit Basket Elf.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
I still have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
I've been lost in Stachikaze.
Okay. So, Fruit Basket Elf's ability is when this unit boosts a Neonectar, and that Neonectar boost is attacking the Vanguard, you can pay the cost, which is counterblocks 1. When you pay the cost, your opponent cannot normal call units to the Guardian Circle for that battle, which means they can't play any from hand, which means they can only intercept or lock pitch.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Yes,
But
if the attack is successful, and it most likely will be, it deals no damage. It's not it -1 crit, no, it deals 0 damage. Even if you double crit onto it, it will deal 0 damage. So, what's the, are you serious? Okay, we have so many on-hit abilities in Neonectars that need to hit the Vanguard. I don't even need to mention the gene line, but I just did. Right? I can guarantee getting 2 grade 2 genes with a grade 3 gene now. Right? On top of that, Trailing Rose for 2 counterblast and a Persona blast. If I need the cards, yes please. Come on. As well as that, you got stuff like, we have a 7k mushroom when you have 4 or more rear guards, and it hits the Vanguard, you draw a card. So if you have no interceptors, I put that down, and it's like I can draw a card free. There are so many effects that you can abuse with this.
I'm really surprised when it's just common.
I'm surprised it's a common as well. I actually thought it was a promo. But no, they gave Stamp Honor the promo. So Neonectar still didn't have a promo. So, in case you haven't been able to tell, me and Dockery are very happy with the new Neonectar support. Aren't you, Dockery?
Very.
There you go.
Yeah. What if I might one?
But yeah, I think that covers like everything.
Yeah.
A long video, but we got through everything.
Long video.
Best thing about done?
Yeah, with
Best thing
oh,
about
sorry
Australia.
we lost you off the touchdown.
I'm going back to
So, thank you very much, everybody, for watching another episode of VG Circle.
A very unorganized episode of
Yes,
VG Circle.
it's unorganized, but there was a lot happening the last week, so hopefully this will be up as soon as possible. Again, thank you to everyone from Australia who came to Melbourne to play. For Nats, thank you for all the support. Thank you very much. Thank you again to Neko Cards who keeps housing our videos. Without them, we wouldn't know where to film.
Speaking of which, click somewhere on the table for a link to a new video that I posted as well. This one will have details on a new website like that you can use to get singles for yourself, as well as a contest that we're running for you to get some free cards.
Exactly.
And
guys.
the deck that I built as
promo
well.
sponsor. So check out that link. We'll be putting up the same time we put up this video. So support us. Like our subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Double the chances of you winning.
Yep. And until probably a month's time, this will be the last VG Circle because we're gonna focus on getting matches out, getting deck checks out for all the.
Which is what you guys asked for. Which is what you guys asked for. So.
Yeah.
Also, we finally have a set date for Japanese Nationals.
For Australia.
For Australia. Japanese Nationals will be happening on the 17th of November. So guys, whoever, if you guys just, save the date. 17th of November in Melbourne. So for all you Jap players out there, we hope to see you. We'll probably try our best to cover that one a lot better than we did the English. What did we cover? We didn't cover it.
That's Silent Tom to tell everything.
There you go. So thank you to Silent Tom for that one.
We'll hopefully have it.
But yeah, we will definitely be there for Japanese because most of us are Japanese players. If we're not, we'll probably be judging.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you again. This is VGcasters. I am Amcam, and this is the rest of us. Thank you.
Sorry for flaming.
It's play school.
Alright, there's another episode done.
Yeah. It's a long one.
Where's my cupcake?
I'm gonna go to work anyway, so I'll catch you guys later.
Hey!
Dude,
Dude,
are you
you guys.
I bet he's the one.
See you guys later.
He's the one.
Okay, you should be. Yeah, it should be your responsibility.
You ate it.
No, but I get it every single time. I thought it was a group thing. Where's the cupcake, guys?
I reckon you ate it, and you're just trying to get another one out of us.
I don't know where it goes.
No.
Where? What happened? What happened?
Guys, we're supposed to get a cupcake.
That's your responsibility.
Your
What are you
responsibility.
doing?
My
Buy your
responsibility.
cupcake. Sheesh, man.
No cupcake for you.